All right. Well, welcome to episode 2, Stronger Marriage. Today we have Ryan and Katie Smith. And most of you guys are probably familiar, at least with Ryan. Now, most people know you for your buttery voice as you lead us into God's presence. But a lot of people may not know Katie unless they serve in fine arts or have kids in fine arts.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we'd love to hear a little bit about y'all, maybe your family life, how you met. Give us a little insight.
Oh, that will take.
It's a long story.
Right.
Josh is a good editor. So.
Long but short. Well, we've known each other for forever. I say forever, meaning I was 2 years old when I moved up the street from the Smith residence. So, and then I don't necessarily know how church obviously is how we met, but families were intertwined in ministry, and I was there and he was there, and
she didn't like me.
I didn't like him. No, that is very much a true story.
Dude, this is a common theme.
Yeah.
Stan and Lindsay said the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
all right.
interesting, yeah. But we grew up together. Literally all of our all the years. I beat him up on the, on the Charlwood Road. He wrote me love letters, secret love letters. I still have. You were very consistent
hilarious.
and chaste, so I'm very thankful for that.
There we go.
She didn't like me until our senior year in high school.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Wow.
So,
I know.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And then all that
But here we are.
sewing
Here
caught
you
up.
are
It was
today.
reaping
It,
season,
it
baby.
was like, what's that movie where he breaks his legs and she goes to visit him? And so I was in the hospital because I got diagnosed with diabetes, and she was going to some dance competition or something.
Yeah.
And I get this ring at the door, and they're like, you got a visitor. And it's after visiting hours. And she's like, I'm coming to visit this guy. So
Wow.
her and
Let's
her mom,
go.
I know.
well, her mom kind of liked me before she did. So
He was the guy that was always at our house, and I would bring friends over, and they were like, who's this guy? And I was like, oh, he's just my neighbor from down the street. And I would just keep walking and not give him any.
time of day. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So sorry.
That's
But again,
hilarious.
here we are.
She came to her senses.
She did.
I did. The Lord.
Prayer works.
Yes.
That's right.
very
We
much.
see how it ended up. So
Yes,
that's wild.
So yeah,
I wouldn't have
long
guessed
story.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've known each other forever. We've known each other's
Wow.
families.
I don't think I
Yes.
knew that.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
that?
I don't
Oh,
think
wow.
you grew up as children together.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we-
He was down the street, and I was up the street.
Yeah.
And, my brothers,
We were friends all.
we're
still
friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And I was just the girl on the street, which
Yeah.
there were other girls, but
So
I
you
was
were
the one.
the girl.
I
I have never kissed another girl in my life other than my
Wow.
mom.
Let's
So,
go.
Yeah. So
Let's go. So she shows up at the hospital. You guys just start
So, yeah,
dating.
We
she-
have been talking before. Honestly, because we just cultivated a great friendship throughout the years. I got over the fact that he had always liked me, honestly. And then we just, in our high school years, we just
normal kind of.
cultivated a relationship within our youth group and in ministry. He led worship in youth. I was always there, but was dancing a lot. And it was just, and he was our neighbor. We'd spend holidays together and all that. Not that,
That's
our
crazy,
families
dude.
would spend
Wow.
holidays
That's crazy.
together even before we were a thing. And it was just friendship. Like my parents and Vic and Nell were
They were
very
friends.
much friends.
Yeah.
So
And
we
the age is
always,
crazy.
yeah.
So,
So it wasn't
That's
like,
wild.
shoo, you just
It was
felt
like-
no.
yeah, overnight it
the
was-
relationship part of it was more of a friendship, and we always had either my brothers and your brothers or whoever just going and hanging out as friends and
Right.
doing things that
more
were
group stuff.
yeah,
at that point,
more
yeah. 'Cause,
cultivated
I
as
mean,
a
in church life. I grew up pastor's kid, so there was no dating. It was just
Right.
grouping.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna just
Yeah.
send this whole group of people to the ball,
Right.
And if you separate, then you're the couple
right,
that
right.
everybody looks at. They're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what are they doing over
Yeah.
there? So yeah, no, it was very strict in my household. It was very
yeah, and I was the only girl in my house, so and I had two older brothers, so it was like you can't date anybody
right.
like other than.
So anyway, it
Yeah.
cultivated into. Her parents approved of me. I didn't really have to go ask to date her because they had already approved.
My daughters
But-
will need yes.
Oh, that'll happen. Yeah. You got to ask if you want to date my daughter.
100%.
So,
100%.
but I did have to produce a budget once we got married. It
Wow.
was
Very
That's
true.
legit.
Okay.
thanks, Greg.
Very
I'm
true.
on board for that.
Yeah.
I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
Now I'm on board. When
It
I
was a horrible
19,
budget.
Well,
yeah.
when
So
we
it didn't
were,
really matter.
Yeah,
Right,
I
Right,
mean,
it was like, well, I have
all of it.
$100 a week.
Right.
This is what I can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But throughout the Lord just kind of was faithful, and he, for some reason, I always loved her, and I knew it. And it was like there was nobody else. Here we go. I'm gonna start crying. It was like there was nobody else. I mean, and I did take one other girl out, and it was this is so funny. It was to one of her dance concerts, and it was so the girl had no idea.
Listen,
So
Ryan
anyway.
was trying to provoke jealousy in your heart.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
the Lord has done that.
you know?
He's done that. That's okay.
You know. So
Whatever works. Dude.
So it was like it I don't know. Guys, if you have a car that you really want and you're just like nothing else will do that. That was not that she's a car, but
yeah.
she was always the one, and I knew it. And I feel like for my kids, there are people in their lives where not for just a spouse, but for different things in their lives where the Lord's like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
and not just for relationship, but for things in our lives that we go after. The Lord's like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot
Nothing
of waiting.
else will satisfy.
Yeah, there's nothing else
yeah.
will satisfy, but there's a lot of work and there's a lot of patience. I mean, look at David. I mean, 17 years? I mean, you're going to be king, but you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And so I felt like the Lord told me that early on. He didn't tell her that. Which is fine because
which is good because we really genuinely, I mean, the waiting needed to happen for both of us to cultivate like growth spiritually and just maturity. Because if we would have ever started dating, when the love letter Secret Admirer where it was at age 11, then that would have never,
That would not-
it would not, we would have
yeah.
not been in a good place or who we are today. Yeah. But I mean, just for me on my side of it, it was more of the Lord had to work in my heart and know His love for me versus the tangible, in your face, human physical love from a man. Yeah. And so the Lord had to work that in my heart to know what a genuine, deep love was versus just, your surface level lustful love, love that just is satisfactory for a hot minute, but a deep rooted love. And so that only came when I surrendered myself and just said, Lord, I will surrender my full self to you. And which, this day and age it's even harder, but back in my day and age, being a senior in high school and
oh, bro, we were getting married. People were getting married at like 16. They were getting engaged. Like, in the day, in our era, people were getting married on average 10 years younger than what they are now.
Crazy.
I mean, in the world we live, we lived in the deep south,
about the same time y'all got married. I mean, we got
got
married at 20, both of us. Yeah. And so, I mean, it was like.
Which I think Brooklyn's going to beat us. But.
Yeah, let's go. We got to talk about that for sure. But I will tell you this. So Joy and I are a little bit, are kind of similar in the sense that we knew each other as children, elementary school.
Yeah.
So like you go to her parents' house now and there are still folders from elementary school that say Joy loves Cory kind of thing like that. But we didn't see each other for nearly 10 years through middle school, high school kind of thing. But again, it was the Lord, I'm a totally different story, but the Lord was taking Joy's heart through some things.
Right.
A preparation to get her to a place, cutting some things out, putting some things in.
For sure.
But it was that waiting. And I look back and I'm like, bro, if I would have been 15 when we got together, I would have ruined it.
Yeah.
Maybe she would have ruined it.
We know that.
We know we would, And then we look back and we're like, gosh, I wish we could have gotten married sooner. But
right. And we've told our children that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's given us something like a tangible principle to say, look, the Lord's timing's perfect.
Yes.
And if you're rushing it, then it's like food. You're either going to burn it or it's going to be tough. It's going to be cooked on the outside and raw in the middle. And you're just going to be like, ugh.
That'll preach.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So you got married at 20. Okay.
Yes.
So that's super young.
Yeah.
Which means that you, like us, have gone through a lot of different seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
How many years have y'all been married?
It'll be 25 June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That's amazing.
Huge.
Quarter of a century.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So not only do you go through seasons as an individual, but you go through seasons as a couple.
Right.
And that's everything from your first home.
Oh, for
to
sure.
your first kid, to your first job, to, all of those different things.
Yeah.
And so I think like one of the reasons we asked you guys to come on is because early on I noticed like in your relationship, I thought, oh, they're married, but they're friends. Like I got the feeling, I was like, oh, they enjoy each other, like spending time with each other. And I think that if you're perceptive, that, and I don't mean this in a judgmental way, but you can look at couples and you can usually discern if they really enjoy each other's presence or if they're just tolerating each other.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that happens for a season in your marriage.
Right.
Sometimes
sure.
you're at a year and you're just kind of like living together, you know.
Right.
But generally speaking, I was like, oh, Ryan and Katie, like they are friends. Like they like each other, you know.
Yeah.
And so I would
That's
love
a good
to
thing.
hear. Oh, dude, it's like
There are moments
so-
we love to hate each other, but
So for me, well, I'll tell you this. So this is what I wrote down a few years ago as it relates to our marriage relationship. I say that the first 10 years of marriage, it was us proving that we could make it. It was proving you're 19 years old.
yeah.
My friends, there are people in our families that are just like, you're crazy, you know,
Right.
kind of thing. So the first 10 years for us was about proving it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to make it. Come
Yeah.
hell or high water, we're going to make it.
Yeah.
The next 10 years was us figuring out who we were as individuals, but as a married couple. The next 10, which is what we're in the middle of right now, we just passed 26.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're in the middle. And so for me, this is now that we understand who we are as individuals, we understand who we are as a couple.
Yeah.
Now I almost feel like a stewardship.
Right.
Now I have to share
Yeah.
what God has given us
Yeah.
with the people
good.
that will
Yeah.
receive it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I almost feel like we're in the sowing season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the next 10 years after that, which we're not there yet, I literally have written down, enjoy our friendship.
Yeah.
Mm.
Enjoy empty
Yeah.
nesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
live.
Right.
Like I don't ever
Right.
foresee myself retiring.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
go insane. She would kill me. But I'm saying like,
As long as y'all know that.
yeah, I want there to be decades
Yeah.
where I just want to be with her.
Oh, for sure.
And I just want to enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I feel like there is a vacancy of that in a lot of marriages. And I don't think it's
Right.
intentional. I really
Yeah.
don't. And so I'd love to hear just anybody's
Yeah.
thoughts about anything I just said. Doesn't matter.
I mean, I agree with you definitely. I think the first 10 years we were kind of in survival mode also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily, but I mean, just because of, you get married, survival mode, learning each other. Like you're literally learning each other, how to communicate, how you tick, how, don't do this,
Right,
or, meet him at a, don't yell at him yet.
She's thinking of moments that
No.
I was doing something stupid or did something, and she's just like, I was going to kill him. Man.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Let him know.
The Lord
what the Lord
gave
told
me grace.
No, but yeah. But no, yeah, I think you're right on the fact that a lot of people just miss out on so much of a genuine, friendship. I mean, there are years that I know I did, honestly, because you're in the thick of it.
Yeah,
For sure.
I feel like you're talking about that stage where, I mean, we all look at empty nesting. We're like, oh, we got to get there.
Yeah.
And it's not so that we can just get rid of our kids.
Right.
We love our
Yeah.
kids.
For sure.
As a couple, it's like, it's not just kids, but it's anything. It's your phone. It's
Yeah.
meetings at work. It's other
Life.
friends. It's
Yeah, yeah.
life.
Yeah.
It's things that pull that person away from you is the enemy. It can become the
Yeah.
enemy.
Yes.
But that season of life, the empty nesting, it's like, okay, I'm going to get back all of those moments that I wish I had during all of these other years.
Yeah.
But if you have the foresight to say, let's try to do that all along the way,
Yeah.
it just becomes so much better. I mean, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know yet,
For sure.
but I
Yeah.
feel like it's getting better. You know how
Yeah.
older couples always say, well, you think it's great now. You wait till
Yeah.
you get our age. And you're looking at them, you're like, how?
How?
Right.
How?
You can't
You're
hardly
like
move.
half, yeah. You're half crippled, and but it's the amount it's the amount of love that the capacity
Yeah,
that
for
you
sure.
didn't have at the
Oh, and
beginning.
grace, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say about a relationship that walks through deep storms
Yeah,
together.
for sure.
And I think those deep storms will either trigger you to become closer or trigger you to draw away.
Run to something
And,
else.
yeah, and I think
sure,
a lot
sure,
of a lot of those moments that people have in their marriages, and if you're not on a firm foundation of a Christian marriage, you're going to run away,
Yeah.
And so I think that that's where a lot of those people lose the race,
Yeah.
and they don't allow what you have committed and, fully surrendered yourself, because it's not just I thought about this today, is like, you know what? Yeah, we were friends when we got when we first got married, but then we chose something. We wanted to move to a different level in friendship. Like, right? We're taking this friendship to a different level of committing to every season of life with one another. And that doesn't require like a friendship level. That requires a godly level of commitment and of pruning, but also cultivating. And I think for both of us, I mean, that happens. Like you're genuinely raw with each other, right? You're genuinely, I mean, it's you and him now, baby. And you're going to see the crap part of it, and you're going to see the highs of it and all the things. And that's where I think a lot of people just genuinely choose to not, because it's hard.
It is hard.
And it strips away the realness of yourself. And a lot of people don't want that to be seen.
So in the garden, I mean, scripture's super clear. Before the fall, they were naked before each other, and that's physical, but it's on every level. Right?
Yeah.
Just my soul is bare naked before you, and there was no shame. After the fall, the first thing, they felt shame. And it's the vulnerability and the shame of, man, you see the deepest and the darkest parts. Of me.
Absolutely.
And at a certain point, that becomes so uncomfortable. That, like you said, it's like, if I'm not going to dig into this, I'm going to dig in somewhere else.
Right.
And
I'm sitting here fighting back tears because some of the seasons that we've been through. You talked about a projection of the Lord's of who the Lord is through relationship, and I feel like she has been that projection of the Lord's grace. And it's not that I've just hurt her. It's been moments that I've been vulnerable and I have been less than, or I felt like I've been less than, but she has always encouraged and always uplifted and always said things that would build up rather than tear down when she could have.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
she didn't choose to pick up those weapons and be combative and be divisive. It's always been, she's always wanted to build our family, not just me, but our kids as well.
Right.
And so thank you for that.
Because a friend loves at all times.
Right.
And to me, a lot of people will give a lot of definition to what is the aim of marriage? What's the goal of marriage?
Right.
And I really do think it's to project Christ to the world. But I also think for us, the aim is friendship. I know that sounds so superficial, but I need a friendship that is going to sustain the dark. I need a friendship that's going to sustain empty nest. I need a friendship that's going to sustain it all.
So I love that what you just said, Ryan. Like, there in the moments where Katie had probably the right to pick up weapons and come at you. In, again, most vulnerable moments. And that's not even meaning like just intimacy. You were talking about you go from friendship to marital relationship. Of course that talks about intimacy, but it is vulnerable in so many ways, right? So we're exposing ourselves with our weaknesses, with our sins, with our faults, with all the things. And so I love that you said over the years, she's been full of grace for you. And so I would love to talk about the practical ways that you guys have done some of that sort of stuff, because that doesn't just happen. You have to choose that.
It's a choice.
And I'm sure it's the same on you. I'm sure you could have many times, but you've chosen not to.
Well, I remember the moment when we were dating. I think we were engaged, but I think we were having an argument. And I remember telling you, I remember exactly where it was, but I remember saying, I'm not going to win this argument. And I'm going to choose never to win the argument with you. And that was something that I remember my dad telling my mom that. And you pick and choose the things that your parents do and the way they live and the principles they live by. But that was one that I remember so many times my dad winning because he chose not to win. You know what I'm saying? He won by saying, I want to lose this argument. I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm just going to fold. And so,
in that moment, it lets everybody's guard go down, and the apologies are like, "I'm so sorry." You know what I'm saying?
But it's not always instant. It's
right. Oh, true.
Sometimes days after. I mean, there's some times
that
where you
phrase,
just hurt. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that phrase of "don't
sure.
go to bed without being at peace." I'm like, okay, that I get that and I understand that. Like there are moments that don't go to bed. Like this is a true, but there are moments where you do need to just rest on it.
Absolutely.
Like you just need to sleep on it and have a good conversation the next day
And
without kids around, because I feel like those were the moments when we were
right.
oh.
Yeah, we don't
that
need
whole-
all that in front
The whole
of kids.
biblical principle is more of a principle in the
Right.
sense of like, don't let your anger,
Yeah.
Right.
grab
Yeah.
a root.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and he uses, almost not an extreme, but like, don't even go to bed.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But it's not necessarily literal.
Right.
He's saying, don't
Right.
let that
Like,
take a
don't
root
let
in
it-
your
right.
heart.
And I think that's one of our things is that you were asking the question of like you were saying, I'm not going to win this. I think ours was also, if we do get in an argument or we disagree on something, we are going to follow up with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
just
we always
don't just
made
let
it
it
like
linger.
we're not going to, because when you let things go, it builds, right? It builds resentment upon resentment, and you just continue to have a wall up between each other.
Right, yeah.
So that was
You can only sweep it under the rug so much till you
Yes.
trip on it.
Oh,
when you're
Right.
walking by
absolutely.
it.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we have learned we fight differently. So I want to immediately let's go.
Oh yeah, that's
And
me.
you'd rather
Let's-
sit on
let's
it for
get-
days and come
I'm
back
sorry.
to the table.
We're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But for
Move
me,
on.
I'm also like, and I have told them on the many occasions, I'm like, if we talk right now, I'm going to say something that is going to hurt you, and it will not be good for both of us. So I need to cool off, and you're going to want me to cool off. And you've been so nice.
No, I don't want you to. I want you to yell at
And
me.
he
Right,
wants-
right.
And he wants me to, and I'm like, I'm telling you, brother,
Yeah.
you want me to step away and
But
just,
see, I think a lot of people on the recipient's end of that, okay, they would look at that and say, well, you're just being emotional, or you need to get your anger in check. And what they don't realize, that's an act of wisdom.
Yeah.
She's saying, I am getting my anger
Right.
in
oh,
check.
I am.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not in the timing that you want, but I
Right.
am pulling this
Right.
stuff
Right.
down.
Right.
And so I think there's tremendous wisdom in that. But
Yeah.
it's like you said, you got to know how,
Oh, for sure.
this
Yeah.
tango right here.
I think another practical thing is if you are in the middle of that and you are going to bed, is for the husband. This is for the guy's side of it, but the husband, we're praying before we go to bed every night.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
It's not gonna not happen.
Yeah.
And so I'm praying for myself out loud in that moment. And I'm saying, Lord, help me to be the husband that she needs me to be. Because in that moment, it's me folding again. And, I'm not saying just be a loser to your
Right,
wife.
I
I'm saying
understand.
Yeah.
find ways to disarm what you're picking up arms about.
Yeah.
And say, okay, Lord, I need your help in this. I have said some things. I have neglected some things. And it's not just a formula. It is a choosing of the will to say, I'm sorry to you and to the Lord for what I've done.
Sure. And it's inviting.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's inviting the Spirit's
And
work
she's hearing
in
me.
that
I
moment.
mean,
right,
instead of me just
which
saying,
is also disarming.
right.
Yeah.
Anytime you invite the Spirit of God into a moment,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
disarming for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
prayer always disarms.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
think
mean,
too.
for sure.
I mean, you said neglect. I think, and I don't know how you guys work either, but I know for us, a lot of times that when we do get in a tizzy with each other, it's because we've neglected something for
Right.
both of us, like moments together, or just a conversation, or a follow up of something, or just intimacy. Like we've neglected each other's physical well beings for each other, and there's always been a tipping point because we've neglected something, or our
Right.
emotions are high because we've allowed or not allowed each other to.
And that's where the whole that person or that thing is the enemy, because
Right.
they're pulling you away from me.
yeah.
And I mean, you're casting something on somebody that's not even their fault, like especially your kids.
Yeah.
I mean, because in a marriage relationship, if there is tension, and the kids are the thing that keeps coming up, guys, it is so easy to just be selfish and say, okay, get out of here. I don't want to be around you because you're the thing that's coming between
Right,
me and what I want with your mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just so easy.
Yeah.
And I feel like the enemy does that. I mean, it's a tactic of the enemy to say, okay, they are the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing that you've neglected. It's nothing. And
Right.
or you pick up a weapon against her and you say, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? It's always easy to just shift blame.
Oh,
and
for
that
sure.
first 10 years of marriage, I think y'all were much like we were. You have those little babies. You're in that new season of marriage.
Yeah.
You're in the new season of kids.
Yeah.
You're in survival mode.
It's
so that looks
exhausting.
different.
Yeah.
You're exhausted.
Yeah.
Sleep
Yes,
is little.
You are exhausted.
So that's a different 10 years. But now the last 10 or the next 10 to 15, you guys now have 2 still at home. One in high school, one engaged, one off at college.
Yeah.
One
Right?
engaged.
Yes. So yes.
excited.
Wow.
So I think y'all fighting for your friendship, like you're saying, like making the neglect to not happen. So what does that fighting for your friendship look like now with that being the new season? Because I think most of us know what that 10 years of survival with littles is. It's hard.
But you mean like in a proactive, positive sense? Like, what are we doing to further the friendship?
Yeah.
I think we're still figuring that out, honestly, because I mean, we're in a different year in a new job right now. I have a job right now. It's not
Different.
there. It's just a little bit different. I mean, but it's always been something that we enjoy. If I'm going to have any leftover time in my life, I want to be with him.
I love leftover time.
Yeah, I'll take leftovers. Don't bother me.
Oh my gosh. But I mean,
But that's the thing.
I think
Guys are usually the only ones that can initiate the non-leftover. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of guys go to their wife and say, let me check her schedule because she
Right.
plans everything out. And I'm just
Right.
along for the
Right.
ride. But, I mean,
sorry,
I'm not great at initiating. So it's like, okay,
And I'm a
hey,
planner.
can
and
we?
I wanna,
Right.
Can we do this?
Right.
And I feel like if you bring it up, that's kind of the first step.
Yeah.
And I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent there, but as far as the sorry, where were we going with?
The
Well, I love it that you even just said, even in the last few months, your life has changed. Your
Yeah.
season
Oh,
has
So
changed.
we're trying to figure out the balance of spending time together. What are we going to do with ourselves?
Right.
Because my season is also changing because I do have some kids that are navigating out of the nest, and I'm so excited and happy for this season that's happening because it's just like we're seeing a reward, right? I
that's
feel
right.
like as
All
parents
the tough decisions.
and all the tough decisions, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
cry right now, but I'm gonna try not to. But all the tough decisions that we chose to make, like even when you were talking about what did y'all do, like we even when we first were having kids, like we chose to not fight in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to do that, like because yes, they need to see how we have conversation and communicate wholeheartedly with each other, but we're not going to.
When she says wholeheartedly, she means loud.
right.
But I mean respectfully
Yeah,
with
yeah,
each other. We can have a conversation, and I tell my kids this all the time. Like you can have a conversation with anybody, no matter what it has to be. If it's confrontational, if it's sharing the love of Christ, if it's you're just emotionally whatever. Like, but you can have a conversation in a respectful way, in a tangible way, as long as the other person's willing to reciprocate that.
Right.
But I think, I think that's one of the biggest things that we chose to do is to just step back and give ourselves a minute, and we'll communicate not in front of the kids, like with some deep conversations.
If
that
it
they
needs to be addressed at
if
the
it-
moment,
right.
just excuse yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
there were
it's
times that
almost-
we were like, kids, me and Dad got to hash this out. Give us a hot minute. And
It's like
and
when
we'll
you
be
teach your
back.
kids politeness or rules about things. I mean, you're going to use your inside voice.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do that too as a couple. We're not
Yes.
just going to
Yeah.
we're in charge of this house.
Right.
And we're not going to show you things that you're not even allowed to do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
as far as conversations or arguments or yelling or throwing things, I mean, whatever it is that happens in that argument,
Right.
We don't.
you're not going to see that because it's like Pastor Chitty talks about the tool bag. You know, the story about the tool bag. You're not able to pick
Right.
that tool bag. You're not able to
pick it
hold
up.
those
You're not able
things.
to
Yeah, you can't.
understand,
So-
the degree of what's
Right.
happening in
Or the
this
context.
moment.
You don't
Yeah,
know the
you don't
context
context,
of the hurt that might be there between us or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But I
excuse
think-
yourself. If
right.
you need to yell, if you need to let some anger out.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, go into a scream shed in the backyard. Whatever you have,
Right.
just so that your kids are not protected, but
Well, kinda.
They
yeah.
are protected, but I
mean,
think that they're able to see that, right? And then in their
They pick up on it
relationships-
anyway.
Right. They're
I mean,
gonna see how we lived that out, and take that in their, their relationships,
Absolutely.
and even now, like the question was, how are y'all cultivating a friendship in the season of life you're in right now? I think, again, we're still navigating that, but it's so there, right? The friendship and like we're dreaming with each other. Like, what do we want to do? How do we, because for me, when we got married and even before we got married, my heart was always whatever your dream is my dream. Like, I'll follow you. I'll do whatever you desire to do. Because I just love you so much. I'm there with you. But I think even now, like just finding moments with each other, sitting on the front porch with each other is 100%. Our friendship moments, like being outside. Watching the pool boy, having the you missed the spot, moments is where we're at.
Friendship is built day in and day out,
right?
And it's just the subtle, intentional actions that nobody. It's not glamorous, dude.
Right. No, and I don't think it has to be anymore because it's almost like you've gotten through those years of trying to be glamorous with one another, and you've gotten through the first 5 years of we're free, we can do whatever, and then now I feel like we're at the stage where we can read each other, right? And we know when we need to have moments together. We know when we know
when to flinch before we get hit.
Yeah. Very, very true. But I mean, it's like at this stage in life, I'm not trying to prove myself to him anymore.
That's right.
I'm not trying to, be more than who I am. I just want to be with him. Yeah. And he just wants to be with me. And in those moments, we just want time together. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter where we're at. Yep. And I think, or what we're doing, like, just run into Lowe's or run into a Home Depot is a moment to have a friendship and to have conversations and, pick out paint colors that might. We're working on paint colors.
I will
right
say
now,
this.
guys.
I thought about this earlier today and the different seasons of life. I know I had a lot of hobbies before we got married. And I mean, golf, hunting, fishing.
Yeah.
But when we had babies, I put my golf clubs down.
Yeah.
I mean, I put my golf clubs down for 16 years probably.
Yeah.
I probably golfed twice in 16 years. And I golfed a lot before that.
You could have been a professional golfer.
No,
what
I'm not
happened
that
there?
good. But there's something that happens when you're married and you see the Lord gave you the one that you wanted and the one he wanted for you. And you realize, okay, this is not that important. These things, these are the things that are not that important. Right. And I'm not saying, guys, drop all your hobbies. I'm saying get your priorities right so that they can come later. Yeah. Because now, I mean, after Brooklyn stopped baseball, he picked up golf clubs. Yeah. So now we go golfing together. Yeah. And we love it. Yeah. And she allows it because I'm going to spend time with my son. Right. Not that she didn't allow it before, I know what you're saying. But it's more feasible for our season.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are things that come later, and if you lay those things down early, it doesn't become a weapon or a tactic against your wife to separate you. Yeah. And she doesn't see it as a separation. She sees it as, oh, he loves to do that.
Right. Whereas when your children are young,
it's
kind of survival mode.
Oh yeah.
Like you've been at work all day, and you've been with the baby all day.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it can be kind of that mode, and anything that inserts itself in there can cause tremendous division.
Right.
It's kind of similar with hunting with me.
Yeah.
I hadn't hunted for 15 years. Wow. And it was part of like, I want to be a family man. I want this type of thing until later in our journey when we knew each other better, we understood. Now she's like an advocate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she knows it's good for me.
For sure. Yeah.
And now I take the kids or I take her, everything. But it depends on the season.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And I think that they're
well, because when you're in the younger stage season, it's an escape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she sees it as an escape.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm like, I want to escape.
I want to.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
I'm jealous.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that, you just, motherhood is hard. Yeah. It's, I mean, everybody wants to be a mother, but it is a hard season. And you know, you need help with it, and you're not alone in it, and that's where you need, you know, community and a group. If you don't have family, you know, surrounded by you, definitely need help, and you need a husband that's going to be there. His whole thing was, I want to be present. I want to be present in these years, and I want to see, which I'm so grateful for the job that he had for those years. He was able to be present and to show up at every event and be there and support of every moment, and also support me in my hobby of fine arts and take care of the kids when I needed to go and do what I mean, it never took that away from me. And I never asked him to take away his leadership of worship. Like, that was because we knew that we also had to have our own
Sure.
individual, you know, calling and heart for what our, you know.
Man, I'm just thinking back through all those years.
I know. It was
going
a
straight
lot of
from
years.
work to go get food.
Yeah.
To come here to bring food for the kids and you.
Yeah.
And then go to worship practice before Wednesday night church, lead worship, and then after church worship practice for Sunday until 12, until midnight.
Dude.
It was
I
was
had
burnout.
fine arts practice Wednesday before.
And
yeah, and then it was like just a swapperoo.
And it was nobody's fault. It wasn't the church's fault.
I mean, we could have asked for help. Like, we could have, you know, parents, babysitters, but I don't know. For me, and I guess this is probably a fault on my end as far as being a mother, is like, I always took it as like, they're my responsibility. Like, these are my children. Right.
We don't want to pawn them off on anybody else.
I never wanted my kids to feel that either. Yes. Like, oh, they're coming to get you again and again, you know, and maybe they feel that now. Sorry,
that's not against anybody that's career. That's totally not against that. That's just this is just us.
Well, and I also think when, like, we've been through seasons like that where it's just grind, dude. You're just grinding. But when you're in that season, there are times you're like, man, this is worth it. You know, your kids are up here, but they're seeing me serve the Lord.
Right.
Yeah.
Like at a sacrificial moment.
Oh, yeah.
And they're seeing us as a family serve the Lord. They're seeing all this. And so there is a way you balance that until it's not.
There came a season for us that it was not.
And that's exactly where I was going, is that in those moments, you're just like, yes, Lord, this is worth it. This is so benefit. This is so everything. But then you hit a brick wall, and then you're like, no, it wasn't worth it.
Absolutely.
Right? But when you're younger, you're just different. Your energy levels
just
are
go,
there.
Go.
You have all that, and you don't have the discernment to see that there's a brick wall like 3 feet ahead of you. But it's coming.
It's coming.
You know? And so when
you're
not
a little
ready
bit
for older, so we're on like kind of like round 2 with raising young kids again, right? So I feel like in this season with raising children, there's a tremendous amount of discernment today for that type of behavior for us, burnout and just pushing, than there was 20 years ago. It just wasn't there. Right? And it wasn't just me. Right. You know what I mean? We were both burning it. Yeah. And I just think that is a benefit as you get older and more mature. And
it's like you stop the car and you say, okay, are all the tires good? Is the oil good? Are we good? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you're younger, it's like, okay, we got to go. Let's just go.
Who cares about the tread?
No.
We'll be fine.
The tires are bald. There's no gas in the tank. We're just, we've got to go.
Yes.
Now it's, hey, are we good? Are we? Yeah. I mean, and we do that more often too. It's like,
oh yeah,
hey,
are you okay? Well, now you know, new job, new season of life. Are you good? Are you okay?
Different routine, totally different.
Yeah, different routines. But it's been a question, but we're always honest.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people think the perfect couple has, I mean, they get up and they do the word together for a couple of hours and they pray together, and it's not true. I mean, if you have that, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I've never met a couple that does that every day.
But that's like the stereotypical view of the Christian couple.
Maybe when we're 80.
Maybe after.
Maybe not 80.
Maybe that's like when it's the only thing you have to do.
If we don't kill each other in retirement. Then if we retire. I mean, that's the thing. But that I felt like I need to say that because young couples look at older couples and they say, I can't even start.
Yeah.
I can't even reach
everybody's devotional time is different. Like when I had babies, like my devotion was at night. Like it was not in the morning because morning was hectic, like, oh my heavens. And I mean, even for us, like, there were moments in our marriage that we were we did have the same study, like, as far as devotional, but we were doing it individually. It wasn't necessarily in tandem with each other, but we did have those moments, and those are awesome. I mean, if you can do that, that's a great thing to have in a
we've
season.
never done that.
No.
We've always been pretty.
Joy. No.
I mean, I've never gotten as much out of those couple things as I have being in the Word myself and being in a book that speaks life to me. I mean, it just there's nothing against you. It's just
no, but
well,
I
dude,
think
I want to learn
that,
about
he
church
shares
history.
those devotions with me, and when he shares them, and I feel like even this
it's
past
the meat of
season,
it.
this past year, honestly, like, my devotions have been so spot on to what we're going through that
Same.
that I not only have a devotion, but it's also like the Lord gives me like words to speak to him. So I share the devotion, then I also am like, this did this, and this. And I think
it's
the
always
same for him.
The bawling cry face emoji.
It is.
At work.
And it's just like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like that's been deeper for us as far as
But here's the thing. Okay. So you're not doing it together, but you're still sharing that.
Right.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
And again, for me, that is the essence of what friendship is. You're sharing life.
Right.
You're exchanging life together.
Absolutely.
You're not just roommates.
Right.
No,
The innermost parts of your being are woven throughout life together.
Yeah.
And I do think there has to be an intentionality to that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it happens by default. I think that you have to, and my thing is this, is that if you don't have those moments on the back porch, when do you have those moments?
Right.
Yeah.
Like the most simplistic way to share soul or to share heart. And there are a lot of times we're not having the conversations, but we're practicing the habit of being together.
Right.
Right. So that
there's a lot of moments where we're just kind of there and we're not talking.
Yeah.
And we're saying,
Exactly.
hey, you good? Hey.
Yeah. I think our conversations now, like when we do have conversations with each other, they are surface level for sure. Like, how was your day kind of thing. Oh, it was great. Da, 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 da. But I think now that we are moving into a different, they're more deeper conversations and meaningful conversations about.
Or they're not.
Yeah.
Or there's no words.
Well, some days there
there's no
aren't.
words.
I mean, it's just like, I just need
Yeah.
to sit here with you and just be here.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I remember, do you remember there was time? I remember specifically, I remember the day, the date, the movie we saw. I remember everything when we were in the truck and there was silence. And for the first 10 years of our marriage, silence wasn't good. It was like there's tension, there's something wrong, whatever the stuff. And I remember the moment we went and saw Avatar on Panama City Beach, and we were driving back, and we were about to go over the bridge, and it was silent, and it was the first time in my life I was like, no, this is a good silence.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We don't have to entertain each
Oh,
other
right. Yeah.
to experience love and friendship together. Like, we are just together, and it's so good,
Absolutely.
dude. It's
And
so
that,
good.
Yeah, if you have that, then you've hit gold in a relationship, in a friendship. Like, because for me, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody else that will ever take that place, because all my thoughts that I ever dream about or want to, do in life, it's always includes him and has him.
So we need to wrap it up. But this is how we're trying to end every episode in some type of way.
Right.
I want every episode to end with the idea of friendship and the importance of it. So I would ask this of you guys: if you could look at a couple in their early 20s and you could say, if there's one thing you need to pick up on, and it doesn't have to be spiritual. It can be very practical. It can be fun. It can be serious. It can be whatever. But if there was one thing that I would start practicing as a couple, it would be this one thing. So I'll give you an example. For me, if I could, look at my kids in their early 20s, and I could say there's one thing that you should do to foster your friendship, I would say, like, fight for those porch times together.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds just like, okay, but we have seen the fruit of the simplicity.
Right.
And we have fought for that. A few weeks ago, it was our 26th year anniversary, and we hadn't been we haven't done an overnight trip in months, and we try to be pretty systematic about stealing away. And we had talked about doing this for a couple of weeks, and we had planned everything. And then the week of, like the day before, some things came up with our kids, and Joy was like, "Are you sure we still want whatever?" I said, "We're doing this. We're doing it. Can wait. That can wait. We'll reschedule it. We're going to do this." And it wasn't because I'm like, "Oh, I gotta It was like, no, we're going to fight for the principle of the habit. Like we have got to continue to make this the priority.
Well, and mine's not like practical. Mine's like, well, it is. Learn contentment.
Yeah.
Because you will race your life away trying to get to a certain point. Learn to be content in every moment. When your kids are babies and you're exhausted and you're tired and your wife has no time for you left, be content that you have babies.
Yeah.
That you have a wife.
Yeah.
When they're teenagers and you have no time to do anything else other than drive them everywhere. Right. Be content that they're able to do those things. And you still have kids and you still have a wife.
Yeah.
When they're getting married and they're leaving the house and they're making decisions in life, be content that you still have your wife. Yeah. You're still alive.
It's good.
I mean, there are moments where I shouldn't be alive.
Your diabetic alarm.
You see that big tree? I think we can cut that down.
Oh, no,
dude,
sir.
Listen, there was a phenomenal author.
Gonna go to Food Lion.
He was a writer. He was a pretty prolific writer. Wrote part of one of the best books in the world, Paul the Apostle, and he talked about the secret of life is learning contentment.
Yeah. I mean, my dad taught me that. He was successful as a pastor. I mean, he became superintendent of the state, and he still lived in the same house when I was a kid.
Yeah. I love
and
that.
everybody asked him, "Dude, why don't y'all get a nicer house?" And he's like, "We made the decision to be
love that.
as content and as simple as we can live."
I love that.
And I mean, so
I think for me, mine is have grace with each other. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, especially newly married. Like, oh my heavens, you really need to have grace with each other, and what comes out of each other's mouths, how you respond. His socks are on the wrong place. They're not in the like have grace, because that
close to the laundry basket.
Not close enough.
Not close enough, but I have grace with you. So I think for me, it's really, because I want that. I want somebody to have grace. I want him to have grace with me when I am like losing my mind.
You get
right?
back what you give out.
Yes. Yeah. And I think for me, that's the biggest thing I would say is just please have grace with each other. You're gonna say stuff that's gonna like bite right at each other, but and it's gonna hit you the wrong way. But just have a minute, they will apologize, you will apologize, and those moments will be better if you just have grace with each other. Yeah. So that's
which grace is unearned favor.
Yeah, even with your children, like give them grace, because Lord, they are stupid.
Yeah.
No.
They are so dumb.
I love them.
But that's the essence of grace.
Yeah.
You don't deserve me to be kind right now.
Don't at all.
But I'm going to, because you can't earn it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
All right, theirs was very kind, and mine doesn't feel very kind.
That's okay.
I don't know what's happening right now.
All right, here we go.
I would say to keep fighting. And the reason that I say that is because fight fair, but keep fighting. Because I have found that on the other side of a fight, you can forge together, or can, it's hard, but keep fighting because when you stop fighting is when I have found through seasons of our marriage that is when I am becoming complacent. That is when I'm becoming where it doesn't matter. Yes. Like when something doesn't bother me or something isn't worth the fight, then I have to check and I have to go, why am I not fighting for this?
Yeah.
So I would say to keep fighting, but make sure you're fighting fair.
Yeah.
And you're fighting for the right reasons.
And
but
you're hearing each other.
Yes. But I think there is a validity to keeping the fight.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
And it
so I would
makes
say
you,
keep fighting, y'all.
It makes you better.
Yeah.
I think of Peter and his huge disappointment. I would assume that Jesus was so disappointed at his denial 3 times. But it's like on the other side of that, Peter became the leader, leader of the church. Like we glorify Paul and say that Paul was the leader in the book of Acts. No, if you read the first 10 chapters, Peter was the leader. Yeah. But it wasn't until they went through that conflict, and Jesus restored him. And that's kind of how I see, arguing in marriage, relationship, friendships.
Yeah. Friendships,
so, anyway, that's super good. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank
Just
you
such
so much
gold.
for having us. Absolutely.
I believe the Lord is going to use it to strengthen marriages, and very, very grateful to y'all and for y'all. So let's pray. Let's close out together. Father, we do thank you so much for Ryan and Katie Smith. We thank you for the legacies that they've come from, but we're also grateful, Lord, for the legacies that they're leaving in their children. And Lord, we bless them in Jesus' name. I pray that you will take our discussion and that you will further your kingdom, strengthen marriages all across this church family and all across the country of people who will listen. We're grateful and we bless you in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. And it was so great to have you guys with us. Look forward to episode 3 next week when it drops.